Good morning. Good morning, dear ones. How are you today? I'm so glad to have you here with me this morning. Welcome to this morning's prayer. This is New Thought Radio's morning prayers at 8:15 to 8:30, and then we also have an evening prayer at 8:15 to 8:30. So thank you for joining me this morning. I'm so glad that you're here. So we just want to send Reverend Robert blessings as he is on his adventure with his family, and he will be back next week. So thank you for joining me today. So what we teach here is new thought. We talk about new thought and ancient wisdom, and those two things put together give us a beautiful faith and philosophy that we like to follow. And our organization is centersforspiritualliving.org. You can check that out if you want to get any more information on a center near you. Or at this point, there's a lot of the churches and the centers are still doing online ministry, as well as you can go to my organization, blackbirdsrising.org, to get more information. We have monthly book club on Thursday nights from 6 to 7. We also have some daily affirmations you can sign up for free. Lots of great resources to help center you and keep you in that divine flow. So what we do is we do teach affirmative prayer here. So it's not about begging or, pleading with God to help us in our lives. It's really about knowing that truth. And when we know the truth and we center ourselves and we feel that presence of God and we trust and have faith, we just know and affirm that all is well in that divine mind. And so the message that I have to share with you in my book today talks a little bit about that. This reading is on page 165 for those of you that are following along. This is my Richer Living. It's a daily guide. So I have this and this. This is my two morning things that I like to get my day started with. So what I know about this reading for today, the one that I picked is, it says, I no longer interfere with the higher mind. And so what I know about this is it is about God's perfect plan for us. And many times in my life, there's always been, questions about, well, why God? Why this? Why that? Why is this happening? And it's helped me over the years through difficult times really tap into my faith and trust, knowing that there is a divine plan and that there is divine wisdom at work in ways that I don't even know. And so that's what I know about this little reading for today. And my message to you is to always bring it back to that truth. There's lots of tools that we can have to bring us back. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning, Maureen. Good to see you, girls. Thank you for being here. So what I know is it is just about trusting God's plan and knowing that there is a divine plan and that divine wisdom is working in our lives. I just know that to be the truth from lots of experience. So here we go with the reading. So as I said, it says, "No, I no longer interfere with the higher mind. I have faith that the mind of God not only created this universe and everyone in it, but also forever maintains its creation with its own bosom, nurturing and furthering the perfect plan and divine concept. The divine forever knows what to do and forever is doing it. Being all in all, it is never conditioned, never inhibited, and never limited. I am the outlet for all that mind is, and I am always in the presence and always using the power of God. I cannot escape my divinity, try as I may. I cannot be a failure, for God will always win out in the long run. God uses me for a channel for good. My best planned ideas will fail me if they are founded in selfish principles. Each time I work for my personal gain and disregard others, I am interfering with the divine action, and I merely punish myself. The divine order and law will always prevail, despite my human will. I cannot change God, but I can change myself. I now cease all interference with the divine plan in my life. I stop deciding long-range plans for the future. I accept the fact that I accept the fact that I am wiser than I know. I am wise enough to let life unfold in its own way and for its own purposes. I respect my world, for in it I see the action of God taking place. I respect myself and my own abilities, recognizing the divine within that seeks to make me greater than I am in this moment. My consciousness turns with confidence to God, and its ideas appear in me in perfect order and perfect time. I am governed by the mind, the capital M mind, and by my mind alone. Divine ideas impel and forward me today. I rejoice in my many demonstrations. So this reading is really powerful because many times in my life, there's been a lot of things that I thought, a lot of times when I thought I knew what I was doing and knew what my plan was, and I thought I had everything all figured out. But what I know is that God really has it all figured out. And so what I always bring it back to is the divine wisdom. The divine wisdom knows the greater plan for me. The higher wisdom always knows the greater plan for me. And if I just stick with that, then it's helped me a lot in realizing that I have to trust. I have to trust in that bigger plan. So what that tells me is that we need to trust in that bigger plan, in that higher plan, in the divine wisdom for our world, for all of the current situations that have been happening, everything that's going on right now. We know that there is a bigger plan and that there is divine action and divine wisdom that is at work right here and now. So that is what's important to remember. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I'm so glad that message is for me, for you, it's for me too. So thank you so much. So now I would like for you all to join me in some prayer, and then you can get on with your day. So I always like to start my prayer with a couple of deep breaths to center myself into this moment. And with that breath is really important, obviously. When you breathe in, it's really intentional. As you're breathing in love and light and the intention of the truth of who you are. And then when you exhale, it's really about releasing any thoughts or any negativity or anything that's maybe stressing you out already today, and the day has just started. So breath is really important. It's something that you obviously are doing all throughout the day, but if you ever have a moment of stress, you can always use your breath. We have it with us all the time. It's a great tool, a great technique to stop, take a deep breath, and just know that you're going to make it through the day. And just remember the truth of who you are. You can also, we have lots of tools. You can call, you can message us. We can do prayer work with you. We can create an affirmation or something that will help recenter you in the moment of stress and the moment of challenging times when you're feeling overwhelmed. You can always reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out. There's a lot of us here, and there's a lot of resources available to you. So let's go ahead and pray. Let's go ahead and breathe in with me. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Breathe in and out. Breathe in with me. One more deep breath. For we know that that very breath that we breathe is the breath of God. We just take a moment this day and recognize that divine wisdom and that divine truth that lives within us. For with this very breath, there is light, there is love, there is wisdom, there is peace, there is harmony inside of that breath. For that breath is the divine intelligence that lives and breathes inside of us. That breath is the very breath that we were born with. Therefore, unifying us with that divine intelligence, that divine wisdom, the divine creator that created us. We are made in the image and likeness of it. Therefore, we have these divine qualities within us. Peace, love, harmony, grace, wisdom, divine acceptance. All of these qualities are the qualities of God, and they are the qualities of us. And they live within us. As we reconnect with them every day, even several times a day, we know that there is that one God, that one truth. That strength is always within us. The strength is in our breath. Breathe in and trust. Feel that presence of spirit. Feel that presence of the universe, that universal principle, that universal presence that lives and breathes us. For as we know that we are connected with it, I know that this is the truth of who I am. I know that it is the truth of who you are. As we live and breathe in this divine moment, we know and recognize that with God, all things are possible. Living and breathing in God's perfect plan, in that divine plan, that divine wisdom that knows what to do and when to do it. As we just connect with ourselves and we connect with that higher energy, we can have trust. We can trust. We can have faith. We can develop that faith as we tap in and tune in to that truth that lives within us. We know that we can carry on throughout the day and know that any circumstances that we go through, challenging, joyous, we know that that presence of spirit is always with us, and it is always surrounding us. It is within and through us. It is in the world. It is in the universe. And we can trust it. We can go back to it. We can go back to that truth with our very breath. We know that with that breath, it is the breath of life. It is the breath of divine wisdom. Always take that deep breath and bring it back to that. Bring it back to that truth, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what you are experiencing. Bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to life. Bring it back to truth. The truth is we are one with spirit. We are one with God. We are one with this divine connection. Therefore, as we tap into that, we have the strength to make it through any situations, any challenging times. We know that God does have a divine plan. There is divine right action happening for us right here, right now, whether we realize it or not. Sometimes we can't see it. Sometimes it doesn't appear to be anywhere around us. And we've seen that in the universe. We've seen that in the world with our recent circumstances. But there is a divine plan, and we must bring it back to that truth and carry that faith with us through any and all situations. There is a divine plan. There is a divine plan. There is divine wisdom that is at work with us right here, right now. So I'd ask you to just use this message, take it with you today, and allow it to be your truth. And just trust and allow it to flow, allow that divine wisdom to flow through you, knowing that God's plan permeates and works in and through you perfectly. There are so many times when things happen and we just say, wow, I would have never figured that out on my own. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for these blessings in my life. We just see and recognize and know that that divine energy lives and breathes in and through us. And as we are connected with it, we affirm and know that we use it daily. We use it every moment. We use it with our very breath. We tap into it and know that it is the truth of who we are. And in that trust, in that faith, in that divine plan, we live our day knowing and trusting in that divine universe. As we know and trust, we can release this prayer into the universe, knowing that our prayers are heard, our prayers are answered in God's time, in the divine time. Not always in our time. We must trust and have faith, knowing that that divine wisdom knows all. And it is operating in and through each and every one of us right here, right now. As we know that this presence surrounds us and is within us, we release this prayer, we let it go, we just say we let go and we let God, knowing and trusting in that divine presence, and know that with every breath, it is the breath of God, and you can use that. Connect with your breath today and find that center and find that peace that lives within you, for it is in there. Tap in and trust in that faith, in that divine plan. As we release this prayer into the universe, we know that we are blessed and we are one, we are connected. We are perfect, whole, and complete right here, right now, in that divine mind, in that divine plan, for that is the truth of who we are. We release it and we let it go, and together we affirm, and so it is. And with my prayer hands, I always like to connect with my third eye and connect with my heart, saying thank you, Spirit. So glad that you're here with me today. With God, all things are possible. It's so true. Thank you, Ursula. We need to hear that more often, don't we? So thank you all for being here with me this morning. Just a couple of things. Of course, I have my lovely book. Let me flip my banner here. I'm not as smooth as Robert. Robert. So, of course, I have my beautiful children's book here, 4 Fabulous Fairy Tales and Mindful Mini Meditations. And you can check it out at lisawilliamsbooks.com. We have a beautiful, beautiful book that my daughter and I have co-authored, and it has several beautiful principles in it. It has 4 different fairy tales, and there's also a mini meditation that is included with it at the end. The book is designed for kids 4 to 8, but it is also designed for us because we all have an inner child. So I suggest that you go check it out, and you can learn a little bit more about the story and what's behind it. The stories teach about self-acceptance, confidence, unconditional love, and kindness. These are definitely the qualities that we need to be reminded of. And I think it's really definitely important that we teach our children, our grandchildren, and everyone around us really about these principles. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I hope that your day, and I affirm and know that your day is blessed. Thank you so much for being here. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.